Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Friday. Can y'all believe that? Odie and I both have remembered that and drug out our red shirts. Angie, my wife has ordered us new shirts. I forgot to tell you that. You're going to have your little name on it. It'll say Odie. And I might even get SR put on mine.
Look at there.
We move it on up, y'all.
Moving on up.
I hope your morning is going well. Maybe we'll bring a smile to you today. It all starts off at 7 o'clock this morning as we'll give you the latest headlines. We've had a lot of activity over the last hour, several little fender benders here and there. If you're going to be in the Linville area in Kemper County, Highway 397, there's an accident there where it joins 397 and Kellis Road Store. Be cautious in that area. We've had a tree down out in the southeast area. That's all cleaned up now. That happened earlier in the morning, and a big thank you to those guys that get up early every day and before work and go out and cut down trees. Take care of roadways so you can get to work. Big thank you to the volunteer fire department out there. They were hard at that early this morning. Right now we need a good word, don't we? I absolutely do. Some days you just can't. What was it that Don Williams sang? Lord, I hope this day is good. We all need that. Let's check it all out. Let's go out to Collinsville First Baptist.
One of the phrases that my wife Christy and I used over and over again with our 5 kids was, if you try it, you'll like it. I mean, just picture us there trying to get our toddler sitting in his high chair to open his mouth so that he can be fed a new jar of sweet potatoes. Open up. If you try it, you'll like it. You know, that's a great principle when you're trying to get a toddler or a child to expand their palate and learn to like new foods, or when you're trying to get a person to do something good. Why don't you come work out with me? If you try it, you'll like it. But when it comes to something bad, that's an awful principle. Hey, here's some crack cocaine. If you try it, you'll like it. How about some meth? If you try it, you'll like it. No way, man. I'm not trying any of that, because here's the deal. If I try it, I may get hooked and never get off of it. Well, beloved, it's the same way with sin. The world wants to say, if you try it, you'll like it. We see that especially right now in the area of homosexuality and transgenderism. The world says, if you try it, you'll like it. But we see that sort of mantra with all sorts of sins. Beloved, don't be deceived. That's a scheme of the devil. The Bible in Romans 6 says that if we present our bodies to sin, we'll become slaves to sin. Yes, you may try it and you may like it for a season, but you'll become enchained. You'll become a slave to it, and death comes behind it. So instead of presenting your body to sin, God calls us to present our bodies to righteousness so that we may live in freedom and true happiness. Isn't that what you really want? Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.
And welcome back. Hope that done you a good square for today and got your day on its right path. We all need that, don't we? We sure do. As we start looking at some headlines this morning, I know there's a lot of Americans that say, well, I would step up and I would testify if need be. There's others that go, no, I don't want any part of that. We've seen that locally. As we see this morning in Missouri, a lady that witnessed a crime was found in a barrel in the Missouri River. Doesn't take mathematics to add a lot together on this. They said there may be another one out there. She was the witness of a kidnapping. You hate to even tell things like that because it spooks other people, but the truth must be told regardless of what happens. I'm not sure that I'm up on this. Odie, how would you feel as I ask him off camera here, if you're sitting in San Francisco, you call for a cab. You know how you do your hand? I've only done it once, and I think Debbie had to do that. We were in New Orleans. I'd never done it before. And got to a cab road somewhere. Would you ride in a robo-taxi without a driver that drives itself? Do you feel, I'm getting a no from Odie, how do y'all feel? They've been approved in San Francisco. 2 cab companies can use them now. No driver, it automatically takes you where you want it. I'm not sure technology is quite where I want it to be before I do that. That's like getting into an airplane with one pilot. He could have a heart attack.
I work way too many wrecks.
Yeah. As he says off camera, telling us he worked too many wrecks to do that. So it's a no for us to get into a car that's self-driven yet. taxis. No way, no way. Let's see. A Michigan mom is being charged. If you remember this, one of the kids had done a shooting. She's being charged with buying guns for her 30-year-old son that threatened to shoot some Democrats. He didn't do it, but she's being charged for buying the guns. You can't buy and give to others, I think, is the way it legally works out. If that's right, isn't it? Without a background check. So that was done purposely, is why she's being charged on that, before anybody goes, well, that was a family member. That's why. Let's see here. The mayor of New York City is declaring emergency. Oh, say it ain't so. He says it's a state of emergency as well. They've got too many asylum seekers there. Bus after bus keeps arriving. Now he knows how Texas feels. We do have an emergency nationwide on this. Whether we want to admit it or not, is some try to get this in for ways to get other people to vote for them. And if you get it all down, it is an emergency. Texas, Arizona, any border state. And it's only becoming a problem in New York City after, well, they got started being bused there. We all know that Florida has the same problems as well. As we look around, what else do we see today? We'll talk about scammers coming up later this morning. A miscommunication. Boy, was that a tough word to say today. Almost caused a plane to crash as they took off from an airport. Got within 700 feet of the ocean floor, of hitting the ocean. Glad I wasn't on that. Whew. They kind of lost direction of where they were, and it went downhill from there. As we look around at other big things this morning, let's see what's happening here. New York Giants player Clyde Hall, he's 84, is pleading guilty to selling fentanyl-laced drugs. 84? I mean, come on. I guess Social Security wasn't paying as well as it couldn't have been. He's pleaded guilty to that. How sad, how sad. As we mentioned, it is Friday. Straw purchase. Sheila says she ain't getting one either. I'm just not that guy. I don't like to try new things like that. It has to be tested for a little while before I try it. We'll be back with your forecast, and the big hint today is it's going to be hot and hot. We'll discuss all that here in just a moment.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Welcome back, and before we get deep into the forecast, I thought we should look at radar this morning and the chances of severe weather. Now, the rain will most likely move in after 4 o'clock this afternoon is when we will get there. There is a severe chance of it being a level 1 as we'll look at this. This will stretch all the way from Noxubee County, Winston County, and southward down to Wayne County, down in this area here. The Meridian area is included in this, all of Sumter County, Choctaw County, Alabama, and covers pretty much the entire Mississippi Delta. Again, this is a level 1. As we back this out and look across this will go across Mississippi and go up through the Carolinas. Let's look at tomorrow to make sure that we're not under something for tomorrow. I have not checked that. Only the western side of Mississippi, and then as we look at Sunday, all clear in the area. So that's a quick look at what is happening there this morning. Otherwise, everything shaping up all right. Let's get deeper into the forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we do every day, we go back and look at our record highs and lows. 07, it was 102 today. Back in 1990, some 33 years ago, shocked me. 60. Good morning, Dot. Glad to see you there, Lisa. Up and Adam. As we see that the clouds today will bring anywhere from 95 to 98 to Meridian. It's back and forth as to where it will be as we go northward there. Heavier rain in the Columbus area is what we're looking at. Columbus Air Force Base with that temperature dropping to about 91 after the rain there. As we move over, 100 at Vicksburg, as we'll see McGee, Hattiesburg, 100 degrees. As we move east into Bamaland, 91 with that rain, calming it down a little bit there. Tuscaloosa looks to be 90, and as well as Montgomery, 94. Now, this is that outlook of what we got late afternoon here we looked at on our radar. And this is the chance for tomorrow, is what they're giving. No, that's wrong. This is today. They didn't update this is what happened here. This is Friday of what we looked at on radar just a few moments ago, that level 1. Now, as we move across this hot weather continues. We're at a level 3 for the weekend. So be ready for that. And as we look at a level 3, that could be those temperatures, an extreme risk of about 115. Whew. We're going to see 110 this afternoon. That's what we're calling for. Alabama, pretty much the same thing when we look at their severe weather from noon until 7 p.m. this afternoon. As we look across this, we're more of the same. Hot weather will continue across the deep south, from Texas all the way through Florida and the Carolinas. As we've got it here, we've got one place telling us 95. It's not but about 2 degrees difference, but major when you're out there. We will hit 100 triple digits over the weekend. Saturday looking for 100, Sunday 101. The same on Monday. We are in August now. Couldn't get much worse than that, could it? 30 degrees, 30% chance of showers this afternoon after 4 o'clock, and again, 20% chance tomorrow, holding steady up until Tuesday when it leaps to 40% chance, maybe some more thunderstorms there. Now, as we move on toward August the 25th, looks like we'll stay steady in the upper 90s all the way through there. Chances of thunderstorms ranging anywhere from 20 to 30% each day on that. As we look at this, absolutely nothing happening in the Gulf, but we do warn you that they are saying that they're expecting this to jump for August and September. It's going to be moving up, so be ready. It's not over. We're not out of the woods yet. They're expecting several named storms. We'll get into that after 7 o'clock this morning. But right now we're safe. But be on the lookout. More is to come. As we look at our best fishing times for today, it looks like 9 o'clock this morning you should get there. Maybe a little bit before. Fish till about 11 o'clock. Your next major time will be after dark, so you got one shot at it with southwest wind 5 to 10, becoming west late in the afternoon is your fishing forecast for today. I know a lot of you do it every day, love it. It's a habit. You just can't get out of it. Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see you, Jeff. How are you feeling this morning? So many of you up and at 'em as we start a Friday. Don't y'all love Fridays? The weekend's here. It means you get to do a little something on your own for the most cases. Others have to sometimes work that 7 days a week. We feel for you. We really do. And thank you, because we've got to have those products out there. We're going to be back in roughly 15 minutes from now as we'll start the morning show. Odie's prepared. We're ready to get everything ready to tell you about what's gone on over the last 24 hours. Join us once it all begins at 7 right here at the Scotty Ray Report. Good morning, Dorothy Ford. Good to see you too.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: